What's going on, guys? Playing some Manny real quick. If anybody wants to listen to Manny, and I'll talk about some ghost stuff in a minute.
This is Sparta! Fatality.
I hope you guys that are listening enjoyed yesterday's energetic and lovely song selections. I'm telling you, you guys should have rescued like 5 elderly people, 3 cats from trees, and delivered like 10 babies just during yesterday's episode. That's how good the music was. Not a single word was uttered during those songs, but man, they were action-packed music for sure. There was a little track I played there in the beginning. It's a coronavirus theme song. It is the funniest thing ever, and I think I mentioned this on a podcast. I'm going way into New England now. I mentioned this on the podcast, and basically, I come across these songs, and there is a host of them, and I don't know. The good thing is that at least they're putting the message out, right? That you should like wash your hands and shit like 1,000 times, and you should stay away from your friends or your neighbors because they're contagious as hell right now. But they're funny, they're hilarious. Now, whether or not I'll get a copyright notice on this, I don't know. But it's worth leaving it on there because I am part of the solution, don't you think? By the way, this is UFO Buster Radio. I am Manny Moonraker. And episode number 364 in the live chat right now, we got Green Man, we got Pucky, we got Dre, and we got Green Man again. Fantastic. The crew is here. We're going to get started. We have three news reports to talk about. And one of them actually was brought up in the Discord chat today. And it was the funniest thing. It came up and I was like, wow, this is...
What's up? Anybody out there? Anybody listening? You guys want to listen for ghosts? Should we just listen for ghosts? Let's listen for ghosts for a minute. You know, I'm trying to work on this blue microphone speaker deal, or not the speaker, the microphone. I'm trying to work on the microphone, but I can't find it in my settings to fix the settings on the microphone. It's crazy. Oops. Sorry, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. I don't know if you guys can hear me. My cold's getting better, I think. I think it's getting better. I feel better.
This is really fascinating. What a coincidence that this came up as part of the conversation. And apparently it's happening in other groups, all thanks to COVID-19. I know you guys are sick of hearing about COVID-19, but apparently when you're stuck in your house for days on end, you tend to look at alternatives, other things, other ways. And there's some dark ones, yeah, but this one particularly came up in the chat. So we are going to get in there and talk about what they did and what they're suggesting. And more than hell, some of you might even consider doing it just based on the conversation we had today on the Discord chat. So think about that. Then we have another report regarding these meteors that are coming from way too far. WTF 4.2 far. And the fact that maybe the last one proved that it was a lot more alien than what people thought it would be. And then the third one, the third one comes from the Middle East. And really, I'm only reporting on this one just because I have a question. Things that we should ponder. Like Arsenio used to say, things that make you go, things to think about.
I don't know if it's
what
loud.
if?
I don't know if it's loud
Kind of
enough.
like the Marvel comics back in the day. What if? Lastly, I had a new follower on YouTube, and this individual said, "Hey, I found your channel." And actually, I made a comment on that one guy's YouTube channel, Praveen, out of India. And so he picked up on the comment, and he came over to the channel. He said, "Hey, I picked up your channel off of Praveen's site, but
I don't know if it's not loud
your
enough.
language is too dirty. I can't handle it. It's too severe for me." So he unsubscribed. Listen, I apologize if you get offended so easily.
Yeah, he said fuck. Oh, tell those people to beat it. If they can't handle the somebody making a argument and in their context of their making their argument, they are passionate for a minute and they just talk as themselves and they swear. Who gives a shit? It's stupid. You talk how you want to, Manny. That's what I believe. Hey, Carlos Claro, what's up, man? How are you, Carlos Claro? What's going on? Carlos, where are you from? If you don't mind me asking. Just seeing what's up. I'm in Chicago. I'm just chilling. Thanks for showing up. Portugal, cool. Carlos, have you ever seen a ghost or a UFO? Just wondering. Sorry, I still do have a bad cold. I mean, it's been bad. I've had it for a while now. So I sound all nasally. Sorry if I sound nasally. No, you've never seen anything paranormal? That's interesting. I see all kinds of shit. UFOs. I've never seen a ghost, but I've seen like stuff moving. If that makes sense. Some people say that they've seen ghosts. The bar I'm at, Carlos, the previous owner of the bar, not the previous, like a past previous owner, he was all stressed out. He was going through a divorce with his wife. He owned the bar. He was all stressed out. He was drinking a lot. And he fucking died right there on the pool table, man. I don't know if I have the same pool table over there, but it's in the same spot. There's things that move around. It's crazy. It scares the crap out of me. That's why I'm glad people show up to the chat room. It's fun. Usually there's more people here, Carlos. I mean, not a huge lot, but usually there's more people out here having fun. But sometimes like notifications and things don't go out. I don't have like a real schedule yet. I never really planned on doing this. You know what I'm saying? Chicago might be locked down until June, they're saying. It's terrible. All the small businesses, it's going to be terrible for them. Yeah, Rich is cool. I like Rich a lot. Rich is awesome. I was watching Rich for a few years now. He's really good. I've learned a lot from him. I'm playing this guy named Manny Moonraker's show on UFO Buster Radio, Carlos. I don't know if you can see this one. This one's fun. They got a cool chat room. It's on Spreaker. He doesn't do anything on live stream on YouTube yet, but check it out. I'm gonna play it for a little bit, Carlos. I'm glad you guys are here. Thanks for you. Hey, Das Solo, what's up, man? Das Solo's here, Carlos. Das Solo's from Sydney, Australia, Carlos. Carlos is from Portugal. I'm glad you guys are here. You guys make me feel better when you're here. I'm not so scared of the ghosts moving around. I'm going to play Manny for a few minutes.
Off of a couple of shits and some fucks. I'll be honest, but it's a way of speaking, right? I'm just expressing myself. In no way do I mean this towards any of the listeners, you know. It's not like I'm saying, hey, you new guy, fuck off. You know, as a matter of fact, what I responded was laugh out loud. I understand. Ciao. That's all I'm going to say because, you know, some people get virgin ears, I guess. Virgin ears. And some of those virgin ears are the same ones that get into kiddie porn. So I don't know. How does this happen? It makes no sense to me. Yeah. Totally. But we got to get into the news. We got some stuff to talk about. The first song is going to go out to someone that requested it also in the Discord chat. I think this is the song they were talking about. So we'll kick it off with this song.
Hang on.
And then at the end of the...
Hey, I'm going to take a break for a minute or two. I got to hit the head. But Carlos, how does it sound to you? How does it sound and look? It should be in 1080. And I'm still messing around with the microphone. I'm still trying to figure it out. You know, this is all a big test for me. I really don't know what I'm doing. I never planned on doing any of this stuff. So I just like to hear feedback from people that jump in chat and they're like, you know, it sounds okay, or could be louder, or could be softer, or whatever. Could you please let me know? I know I saw that. It was funny, right, Das? Dad. He called you Dad. But yeah, Carlos, if you can, you too, Das, let me know. Oh, hey, Chuck Bam, what's up, man? Pat called you Dad. That's funny. Audio is okay? All right, cool. You know what, Chuck Bam, I was thinking about something. I might, in as well as protecting me from the ghosts, I might need something for good luck, too. I need some sand or salt or good luck dirt. If you could recommend some, that'd be awesome. I hope you guys can hear me. I got to take a 2-minute break. Guys. Please don't be jerks. Be cool in the chat room. Be nice. You know, I got a 4-year-old granddaughter. So you guys got to be cool. I'm going to play this Manny show for a minute. I'll be right back.
The podcast, I have an update regarding this other podcast. And yeah, apparently the activities with that podcast started about 2 months ago. So I got to come clean about what I said and actually what led up to it. And some of you were actually in that live chat during that podcast in January. So more to come. But for now, check this out.
Copyright strike. I don't want to get a copyright strike. I gotta run upstairs. Oh my god.
So this first track, apparently we cannot get enough. We cannot get...
You know, it's weird. I keep hearing these flipping noises going around. Listen, Ghost, I'll be back down. I'm gonna bust out the EVP recorder and catch you. I'll be right back. I'm glad you guys
enough of these asteroids these comets, these things that are coming from 4.2 far. Yeah. These are known as the interstellar ones. Of course, it pains me to again say this name, Oumuamua, because for the love of Pete, can someone please change the name of that damn thing? I'm so tired of it. I can't do this anymore. I want to know what the scientific designation is for Oumuamua, and I can just go with that. Even if it's like 10,000 consonants and about 400 letters, I can do it. And a few dozen numbers. I could definitely go that route because Oumuamua is just too much for me. But this one was the second one that was found, Tuai Borisov, which of course was discovered by an amateur astronomer sitting in his backyard on some chintzy little homemade telescope. I don't even know if that's true, but it sounds better that way, right? Makes him a hero. It turns out, by the way, they have a play of words here. They have problems recognizing Oumuamua just because they were late to the party and didn't get any good readings on it. And I think that's what it is. They felt like complete jackasses. So it turns out that the first known, air quotes, comet from interstellar space was spotted traversing the solar system.
Hey, pretty soon, I'm going to need your guys' help ghost hunting. You know, I think there's like when I was on Richie's show, when I did the yard stream thing with the duck, I think he has a duck. I did the yard stream thing with Gufon, but I only showed the dog picture in the bottom. I was just talking. I'm hoping I can do that with. Hey, wasn't nobody jerks? Green Man, what the F is up, brah? You guys are cool, man. Thank you for showing up. But, I might try to set something up where you guys help me ghost hunt and tell jokes to the ghost. We'll see if the ghost will come out if we tell it cool jokes. And we'll catch it on tape. It will be like a science experiment, but funny. We'll try it out. It might be cool. You guys are awesome. I'm trying to be a scientist here. It's downtime. I have a EVP recorder on a digital phone now. I can capture this shit. I know the name of the guy. I know the name of the guy who died on the pool table. I'm scared to use his name. I don't want to use his name and piss him off. I'd rather tell him jokes. So I'm in a process of trying to figure out how to do something like StreamYard where you guys can call in anonymously and tell fucking funny jokes to the ghost and be a scientist at the same damn time. Can't beat that show. Anybody wants my phone number? I'll give you my hey, Game Vet, what's up, brother? What's up, brother? I hope you're doing good. Game Vet. Game Vet's always on the road. He's making America great. Game Vet's fucking awesome. I'm going to play some of this show. I'll be right back.
System in late August, and Bugs is working himself up back there. Tuai Borisov was, of course, seen as extraordinary. One of the things that they did not find with Oumuamua was, of course...
I don't know if it sounds good. I'm sorry if it sounds low. If it sounds low, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. I'm trying to figure this all out. I'm not a podcast producer, but I do love to talk about UFOs and ghosts. They're fucking cool.
was the tail. Dang, Bugs, what the hell's going on? I guess Bugs has problems with Two-Eye Barsaw. And so now they caught this one early, so they decided they're going to put, all of the tools and everything they could do to observe and examine this thing from way too fucking far. It still amazes me how they come up with these answers when the stuff is not in front of them. But hey, it is what it is. One of the things that they found, which was apparently fascinating to them, I literally give no fucks. I actually thought, my first thought was, hey, I had no idea that these things would actually have this particular chemical composition, but Bugs. But apparently it does. It turns out that Two-Eye Borisov had a cloud of gas, but it was also emitting something kind of stinky, something that we really do not ever want to be caught in a closed room with, and that is carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide was being kicked off by Two-Eye Borisov, and they've never seen this much carbon monoxide on a comet getting so close to the sun. And the closeness is relative, right? I tell you, when it comes to science, it's really relative to whoever the fuck is talking about it. For us, we just have to understand that close was 180 million miles from the sun. That's how close it was, if you want to call it close. There's a quote here from an astrochemist, Martin Coordiner, Martin C. for short, of the Catholic University of America. And he says this is the first time we've ever looked inside a comet from outside of our solar system, and it's dramatically different from most other comets we've seen before. Yeah. And here's the issue they're having with naming this thing. So Two-Eye Borisov wasn't the first known interstellar object. Of course, we know that the first one that was known was Oumuamua.
Hey, what's going on here?
But
what's up, guys? What's happening, man? I'm glad to see you guys. You guys are fucking awesome. You guys are all awesome. Hope you guys know that. You guys are all fucking awesome. I'm looking for the ghost right now. Oh boy. Now I'm hearing something move. I'm gonna have to whip out the EVP. Is that what you want, dude? I'm the ghost bouncer, dude. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm like kind of nervous now. All of a sudden I got nervous. As soon as I heard that noise, it like scared the shit out of me. I need to see what the fuck's going on by the pool table.
they really couldn't identify anything about it except for its shape and how fast the damn thing was going. What they're saying is that Two-Eye Borisov is the first known comet, which made this exciting for them because they were able actually to test this thing and look at it and look at the chemical compositions and stuff like that. But again, something like carbon monoxide, I guess, threw them all for a loop. And it kind of brings to them the idea, basically, that we really don't know what is really happening where this particular comet came from, and therefore it makes it alien. Bugs agrees. It is an alien comet. Wow. It only took them how many months, and the fact that one chemical compound was through the roof to then finally say it's from somewhere else. You can't write this stuff, but this is what I say all the time. When it comes to science, they have to test and retest, put in the theory, retest and test that, send it to a bunch of other people, have it either approved or denied, and then go to the whole public.
I got to give you guys some crazy news. The bar might be shut down till the end of June. Oh, there's a noise again. Me and a ghost till June? I don't know if I can handle it. I might wig out. I'm gonna have to get some REM pods and some like a real ghost box and see if this dude will talk to me. I have to do scientific research.
Application situation and hope that no one criticizes them for the shitty work they did. Bugs might have to move at the next song break because he is out of control. So the one thing that they said was because it was very rich in carbon monoxide ice, which is only present in the temperatures that are at the very lowest in deep space, and the temperatures that you normally find this particular ice would be in negative 420 degrees Fahrenheit. And for those of you who are from across the pond, 250 degrees Celsius. It is an amazing fact that they were able to do this. But again, it leads me to my normal question. What the fuck does it all mean? Why do we need to know that? I would think it would be enough to know that the shit didn't come from our solar system for you to label that shit as alien. Like, where the hell else would it come from if it's coming from outside of our solar system? It makes no sense to me. But thank goodness for Borisov for showing its innards and them able to identify something that they've never seen before, for the love of Pete, for them to finally agree that not only is this from outside of our solar system, but it came from an environment that was entirely different from what we may be used to. There is a lot more to the discussion that they had within this particular Borisov report. So you might be interested, you may not. I'm thinking that by the time we get to the 10th interstellar object, at that point, things will start clicking for them. They'll start making sense. But it's going to take a cowboy with a lot of freaking money to go out there and capture one of these some bitches and make it so that we get some real tests. My money's on Japan because they've already done shit like that. So I think someone in Japan is going to get on some kind of a trip and get together some funds to send some kind of a satellite and a lander on there to get some samples and bring them back. I don't see anybody else doing it. They're the only one with the balls to do it, apparently. But we'll see what happens. Check this out.
I can see you coming up to my table, all dressed up and nowhere else to go. Got left.
It's already gone
Oh,
down
the
3
ghost.
topics. And I'm
Manny.
like totally lost.
Manny,
This
sorry.
particular article, meet their Redditors using
Manny, the ghost hit. The ghost was hitting fast forward on that song, dude. I am very sorry. Your show is great, bro. I really like it. Manny Moonraker, he's awesome. You guys follow him. He's awesome. He's a cool guy.
astral projection to escape quarantine.
I like this part of the show. Astral projection. They're going to look into Area 51 with astral projection.
That's right. One of the topics we had this morning, and actually it was really early on, was the idea and the practice of remote viewing. And then lo and behold, I come across this particular article regarding astral projections. And then they also mention remote viewing as well. It's really fascinating that the things that you get into, that you research it, and you find stories about it, and you think it's on the fringe, but yet you find out the government's doing it. And if they do it, is it really on the fringe anymore? I think Bug says no, it is not. It turns out that there was a Reddit group that is exploring the ability to do astral projections to get rid of their current situations. And basically, this is how they're dealing with COVID-19. One of the things that the article brings up is the fact that last year we had that whole situation regarding the raid on Area 51. And now with the pandemic going on, people are trying to find ways in order to handle both situations. Like, how else would you? I mean, you can't really raid Area 51, can you? You can't really just walk around, oh, nilly-willy, going out there right now with COVID-19 like nothing's going on. So why not astral project? Why not? According to this group, which are basically formed of paranormal enthusiasts on Reddit, astral projection is the vehicle, quote unquote, that people need in order to get out of the terrible solitude of being in quarantine or sitting around for days on end. Some people not having jobs, some people not being able to get out at all because they've got nothing to do, no entertainment, no nothing. So why not astral project? Now, this group, which I'll tell you right now what the Reddit group is, it is Astral Army. Yeah, that's what they call it. And the focal point of this is to figure out a way to embark in these out-of-body experiences or missions to off-limit locations. Off-limit being for those in the physical realm, things like military bases, Wuhan. Who the fuck wants to go to Wuhan? Stop the presses. What's going on? I wouldn't want to go to Wuhan right now, not even in spirit. That's ridiculous. Anyway, the Pentagon, and apparently anyone, anywhere where there is any extraordinary paranormal activity like Skinwalker Ranch. That's what they're working on in this Reddit group. Now, the Reddit group, hold on to your big girl panties. The Reddit group is being led by a 19-year-old from Wisconsin who goes by the name of Commander 30. And he had an interview with the online publication Motherboard. And he said this, projection for protection. You can't write this stuff. You can't. But I guess, wow. Because the fact is that he was intrigued and he got the group together because he wanted to know the possibilities of a group getting into astral projections and basically having missions, getting the whole gamut of members out and targeting a specific spot, like Area 51. The article also goes into the fact, like I mentioned earlier, that it is something when you hear about like this 19-year-old or someone from the 40s, 50s, and 60s talk about how they were doing it, or folks that get on, drugs in order to enhance their ability to astral project. But it's another when you figure out that there's documents that are being released that say that your government has been seriously, tinkering with it, trying to use it for almost like a weapon to spy and things like that. In 1995, the CIA declassified details regarding the Defense Intelligence Agency's nearly 2 decades of psychic research in a project called the Stargate Project. $20 million from 1978. The program investigated the potential of psychic spying during Cold War. This is what's going on. And it went past that, right? Because it didn't stop then. They really didn't. Folks are using this kind of like weaponizing astral projections in order to spy on people. But that's the way it is. You might think it's on the fringe of things. You might think it's a little quirky and paranormal, but it's real enough for a government to spend millions of dollars in it. And apparently with some success, right? There is a quote here from a particular individual, and actually it's the commander. The commander speaks. The commander says most people are pretty basic astral projectors, so you can do it too. That's what he's saying. And he says, listen, among all the baffling explanations regarding their missions and not necessarily representative of physical locations, but things could be muddied if they show up in real life. So his argument is you never know if anything is objectively true anyway. A concept about competing forms of perception that is not as far-fetched as it appears. And it really isn't. There are so many books, so many studies on astral projection and remote viewing that there is an argument for it not only being something credible, but also something that with very, very few training, the common person, the blue-collar person can learn how to do this. And this is why I made that request yesterday. If anyone who has experience in astral projection and remote viewing, we'd like to have you in the Discord chat for the group so that we can get into this. I mean, I could just imagine where people would want to go. Of course, it'll take some practice, and we have to kind of learn the ropes. But I think the Commander 30, he is into something that is very fascinating and something that a lot of people should look into. Why be afraid of topics of the paranormal when you know that this could actually happen? It could be a real thing. Why else would anyone spend millions of dollars on it to use it in a spy game? Come on. This stuff needs to be researched, just like UFOs. Shouldn't be left up to the folks with all the power to abuse it. Check out this track. By the way, this track is actually for those that have reported probings, because it explains to you why.
What's up? What's going on? Is it all working? Is the chat room on? Sorry, I got too many speakers on. I want to tell you guys a cool story about me. Can I tell you guys a cool story about me? I can't read chat and tell you a cool story about me. Sorry. I'll share one cool story about me with you guys. It might freak you out. Both of my parents had died at one point in their life before I was born. My mom had scarlet fever when she was like 5 years old. She said she said that family members told her she was dead. And I asked her, I was like, what happened in the afterlife? She's like, I don't know. I don't remember anything. But she's like, my family told me I was dead from scarlet fever. And then my dad, I'd always ask him about ghosts. I'm like, hey, what's up, Dad? Do you believe in ghosts? He's like, no, screw that. I'm not talking about ghosts. What are you, crazy? Get out of here with the ghost stuff. You know what's funny is like about 10 years later, after I asked my dad about ghosts, he told me a story. He's like, you know, I don't like to talk about this stuff. I'm like, why don't you like to talk about it? He's like, I had an experience. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like a car. He was with his brother Stan. They were on the south side of Chicago. My dad was like a mechanic. He could fix a 777 airplane. I can't even change the oil in my car. But I guess back in like maybe like the early 50s, my dad and his brother Stan, they were working on a car. And my dad was underneath the car, and the car fell on him and pushed. He said it pushed the life out of him. And he was a young dude. And he was like, he went up to, I don't know what it's called. He went up somewhere different, and he said there was three judges. There was three judges. They weren't judges. They were like angel judges. So they were nicer. They're not like the judges we see now, but he said he saw three of them, and he was like, I'm too young to croak. I don't want to croak. He's like, I want to go have grandkids. Are you going to let me I want to go have grandkids. And he said he went back in his body. I got to tell you guys a crazy side note to that story. I had never heard that story from my dad, but I'll tell you a funny part of that. When I was a 5-year-old kid, I was in kindergarten, and I was in the PM. I would go to daycare at like a church in the morning, and then I would go to afternoon daycare, or not afternoon, kindergarten. It was at PM kindergarten. And I remember I woke up and I went into like the afternoon kindergarten, and my friend Jenny was there, and I was talking to the teacher, and I was like, I was a 5-year-old little kid. I was like, my dad got crushed by a car. I was like lucid. I just woke up, and I remember this story perfectly. I'm like, I remember my kindergarten teacher's name. I'll tell you it. Anybody wants the phone number to call in, I'll tell you the name. But I told the kindergarten teacher, I was like, my dad got crushed by a car. He died. And my friend Jenny, her parents were friends with my parents and lived like a block away. And so they were always over like playing cards and shit. And so Jenny was like, that's not true. I just saw your dad yesterday. And I was like, no, I was kind of like bamboozled for a minute. I was like, what? No, I think he's dead. And so it was bizarre that years later, 30 years later, after me telling the kindergarten teacher that story, I hear my dad saying the same exact story to me and then telling me what he saw when he croaked. It was crazy. I got the best story. I think I probably told this story. I told this story about the butterflies when my dad died in a past live stream. I'm going to play some more Manny. I need to take a break for a minute. I'm getting worked up, guys. I'm glad you guys are all here. I'm getting all worked up. That was the ghost fast forwarding, Manny. Not
Clear my throat when I hit the unmute button. That would have been pretty disgusting. I gotta tell you right now, like I'm still congested this whole week. I don't even know why, but geez, that would have been an alien probing for you guys right in the ear. The guys actually have been talking about Ed Dames and movies like Men Who Stare at Goats and things like that. Yeah, like I said, there's been so many studies, so many people out there that have used this astral projection craziness to make some bucks on the side, teach some people, be a yogi. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm going to take a break for a minute. I need to take a break. But I was saying that, I talked about a weird butterfly story when my dad died in the past live stream. But the night when my mom died, she was in a hospice in Brookfield, Illinois. It was right by the Brookfield Zoo. But she was in a hospice, and she was pretty sick. It happened pretty quick. But the night before she died, I saw a big, beautiful orange amber like UFO drifting over Brookfield, and I was saying, because she was sick, I was saying, God, please send one of your angels to come take her to heaven. And then I saw this big, beautiful, orange, bright thing slowly drifting over. I felt bad. I told my mom, I was like, I should stay here tonight. I just want to chill out. I'll just stay here tonight with you. And she's like, no, go home, go chill out, go sleep. She's like, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm like, all right, I love you. And she died that night. I woke up to a bright flash of light. It was like a real bright golden flash of light. Boing! I woke up to this bright flash of light, and the sun was coming through the window in the bedroom. And then 1 minute later, my brother calls me. He's like, Mom died. I'm like, fuck. I was like, I knew I should have stayed there last night. But at least I got to say I love you. I love her. I told her she was gonna be an angel with beautiful wings on. And then I saw a bright, beautiful orange, gold, amber UFO fly over. It was amazing.
But the thing is, it's really something to look into personally, and you might learn a thing or two, right? You might learn something about your abilities as a human being, and you might be shocked. Might be shocked indeed. It might be huge, as you know who says. The last article for today is regarding Iran. Yes, Iran launched a military satellite which entered Earth's orbit thanks to U.S. Space Command. That's right, they're on it. Space Command was watching them SOBs out in Iran, watching what they're doing, shooting up stuff into space. What the fuck are they doing? This is what happens when people aren't buying your oil. You have to do other stuff, keep yourself busy. It turns out good old Iran launched its first military satellite. U.S. Space Command was on it. They were tracking that sumbitch, and they told us exactly what went down. The 18th Space Control Squadron actually sent out a tweet. Isn't this a little nutty, right? Like everybody's fucking tweeting now. For real, do we need them to tweet this out? Can they just send us a memo? So they tweeted out that they tracked two objects from a space launch originating from Iran. And actually, the article, if you look into it, it has a couple of pictures of the folks in Iran, military folks, around the object that they sent into space. And it is fascinating. Good for them, I guess. Who knows what the fuck they're going to do. But anyway, Iran's first military satellite called Noor, N-O-O-R, was launched just this morning out of central Iran in two stages. The first launch was successful and the satellite reached orbit, according to Iranian TV. Even Iran is in the space race. Isn't that just crazy? What will happen now? You know, you get into the whole space race thing because you have all these countries who basically, for the most part, enjoy giving the people their freedom. They're not communists. They're not religious-based countries and things like that. But what happens when, you got your communist countries and then you got your other countries which control their people through like religion? What happens then? How does that work? This is like a very strange place for me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just making like they say, a molehill out of an anthill, if you will. On its official site, Iran's paramilitary revolutionary guards said basically the satellite reached an orbit of 264 miles above the Earth's surface. Yay, hooray. The two-stage satellite basically took off from Iran's central desert. So that's like the middle of the whole country, because really, I mean, the whole fucking thing's a desert. I don't understand. And Revolutionary Guard said, without elaborating, the paramilitary force said it used the GOSID, or messenger satellite carrier, to put the device into space, which is a previously unheard of system. So the messenger put up this satellite. And here's my question, right? So now we have basically a country or a nation that's known just to be fucking hostile. I mean, just straight up hostile all the damn time. Now, I know China does it, right? China puts shit up there.
China.
And, you know, nobody has any problems with China yet, I guess. I don't know. There's other communist countries. There's other countries that like to cause problems. But this one in particular always has a chip on their shoulder, right? Because we are the non-believers. So my question is, what happens when a military satellite is shot up into space and they decide that they need to go after, let's say, the Starlink satellites? What happens when one of these countries they are so aggressive, so hell-bent on teaching the world a lesson that they go after Igor Asherbelli and the Avengers? Well, Igor probably has a good chance of defeating all of them with that hammer, but still, what happens then? How do we get Space Force involved? And would Space Force get involved to protect folks from any kind of crazy-ass satellites that a country like Iran would put up?
I got to run upstairs for 2 minutes. You guys, thank you for being here. You guys make the earth spin for me, to be honest. I hope you guys can hear me. I don't know if anybody can hear me.
Up there. It is just really
I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes.
weird. I just don't get it. It's a scary situation. It is something that I'm sure Space Force and Space Command is looking at it in every single country. Whatever country you're in, any country, back in Australia, I would say India is looking at it, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. It's possible. The Canadians may be looking at it. Anyone in space probably is watching this son of a bitch like a hawk. And they rightly should, because fuck, what would happen? What would really happen? That's the only reason I brought this up. It maybe some countries need to be held back from reaching space. It's bad enough that as a world, as a nation, we have no idea what the fuck is already flying over our heads to begin with. We have no idea what all these sightings are about and where they're coming from. But on top of that, we are going to allow hostile countries to also hit orbit and possibly cause some serious damage to the rest of the world. Something to think about. Not really a topic for UFO Buster Radio, I think, but it is space related, and it's something that every country outside of Iran should be freaking worried about. And that's the truth. That's the way I feel about it. We got one more track. By the way, there's more about this whole Iran thing. And any news report that I talked about, the links are in the description. Check them out. Actually, the Borisov link is extensive. So if you're on the shitter because you were liberated from Shittergate recently and you got a ton of TP and you want to sit there and use it all up, guess what? Check out the Borisov article because it's pretty long and it will get you through your anti-Shittergate protest on that porcelain pedestal. One more song as we round up what went down with that other podcast. It turns
Loud.
out
Sorry.
that
Loud.
back in January, I got an email.
I thought it was
The
loud.
email came from the podcast Alt Pop Repeat, and on episode
I like Manny's show, UFO Buster Radio Network. You guys, please help him out. He's cool. He's always been nice to me.
334, I gave an explanation as to why I wasn't going to respond to them by email. I responded to them on the podcast. That was episode 334. If you're interested, I was one of those highly vodka charged episodes. So full disclosure there. It turns out that I guess they listened to that podcast recently, about 2 months after I said that stuff. Wow. And honestly, I couldn't even fucking remember that shit, to be honest, because I've slept and drank quite a few times since then. So no, I did not remember what I said. So I had to play it again. But my point at the time was this. I get about, let's say 3 to 4, 5, maybe 6 different. Hey, you want a collab? Hey, you want to come on my podcast? Hey, can I go on your podcast? Blah, blah, blah. And my question is, what the fuck do you know about the podcast? All you're trying to do is to get listeners or have some content on your show, which, to be honest, I really don't like even thinking about going on other people's show because they're going to censor me. No fuck. No fuck, no shit. How am I going to, what do you want me to talk about then? What am I supposed to say? Am I just supposed to sit there and just say nothing? No, that's not the way it's going to go. I will do both of those on my podcast or any other podcast I go on. So people out there who want to collab, you better know that right now. And if you beat me or bleep me or censor me, there's going to be problems, homie. So anyway, so the hosts from Toronto's, actually they're both out there, Toronto, and they responded. And I went back and forth with them. And then I figured out exactly what they were talking about because they actually, for their very first episode, had Jeremy Corbell on it. And this is probably, it was after the whole Joe Rogan thing and stuff like that. Plain and simple. And so they were trying to promote their podcast because Corbell showed up on the very first episode. So I was like, damn, no. And there's a little bit of more insight. You guys have seen Adam Baum on the chat and also on Discord. Well, I know Adam Baum. Adam Baum is from here in San Antonio. And so Adam Baum, I sent him the email. I said, what do you think about this, Mr. Baum? And Mr. Baum was like, yeah, do it. I was like, oh, I knew you'd say that. Literally, that's what I said. And so basically, I did the podcast and I sent him the message, and 60 days later, 30 episodes later, they respond. So what I've decided to do is to go ahead and have them on here, and we'll find out. We'll find out how they landed Jeremy Corbell on their very first episode. What the connection is to Corbell. I frankly, and I said this in the episode before, not a fan of Jeremy Corbell. Honestly, I don't think his documentary did very much for our boy Bob Lazar. I don't think it did. It might have been like a gateway drug, but it wasn't until Joe Rogan that Bob Lazar's story meant anything to a lot of people. As a matter of fact, the first 15, 20 minutes of Corbell's documentary, I almost shut it off and gave up, to be honest, because it was all about fucking Corbell.
The rubber dickers. That's funny.
But that's the way it is. But hey, we'll have him on here within the next 3 weeks. I'm trying to figure out a day. What I'll do is once I figure out that day, I'll let you guys know, and we will take.
Oops. Oh man, I hit the back. Son of beach. I'll play some of Richie. I'm not gonna play the Corvid stuff. I don't want to play any Corvid stuff. I'm tired of Corvid. Where's the UFOs? Right here. Oh.
18. Anyway, you could already see it right there. No need to make it any larger. It would just be awful looking and it would take up too much time. It's not worth even to look at, but I want to see what happens here. Come on now. All right then. Any day now. Let's see it. Whenever you're ready. Haha, anytime. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's just awful. That is just awful, isn't it? Did you see how awful that thing was? You could actually see, you could see how bad it was seamed up here on the edges. Seamed up. Yeah. Let's see. I want to see what this is real quick. Why is this even here? Somebody did an analysis. At first, I thought it's birds. Oh, do you see this? These are fake channels that are popping up on Facebook. And they're all showing the same thing. Why? Why are these channels popping up on Facebook all of a sudden? Wait until you see the story gets deep, real deep. It's weird. There's a disinformation thing going on Facebook. Read the comments over here.
Hey, autopilot, hang on a second. Autopilot, hang on.
No. Read the comments on this one.
Hang on. I can't figure this out.
Where are the comments here?
Oh. Autopilot, I apologize. I'm waiting for a call from my kid. My kid just texted me. And he's on like the millennial thing. So give me 5 minutes. Let me see if he calls. I want to see if he calls first. You know, I'm sorry. My kid's a little bit more important than UFOs at the moment. Give me 5-10 minutes, please. Let's listen to Gufon.
There's no comments on the video. I thought that. Which one? The first one? This here? Yeah, all right. I see your style here. Area 503 in the chat room. He says, hey, take a look at the comments. Well, now I know why. He commented, replying to UFO interest in H. Wood Scotty. At H. Wood Scotty gets ripped off all the time. I busted Secure Team 10 using his content last year to make money. Love your work, Scotty. Plagiarism is a sincere compliment, my man. Nice. Nice. Oh, did we look at this? I think we looked at that video. We're going to go to your page later. I don't know if we missed anything lately, 503, but we'll take a look. Well, that was exactly my debunk that I exposed in this thread. As I said, that video was just a fake stolen by Daniil Tumani. Oh, you get it? Daniil Tumani. Get it? From another YouTube who confirmed it was just a CGI video. Here's the original footage published by Scotty. All right. Clearly a fake. A Vault Team. Let's follow Vault Team just for being cool. All right. All right. So as I said, this little symbol here is one of many different new Facebook.
Banned?
See, this is the problem, guy.
Who's banned? I hope you guys didn't ban One Nobody. I personally like One Nobody. I don't know what he said in the Gufon chat that got him kicked off. But I like One Nobody. The guy's fucking funny. I hope you guys in the chat room don't ban people. I don't ban anybody. Like PBR says, trolls are funny as hell. Some trolls are funny, unless they get vicious and start talking about like, but here's the oxymoron of all this is that PBR is chatting away. He's just doing his thing. Yet SOR was yelling at PBR. SOR was like trolling PBR. The roles were reversed. I was kind of upset about it. I don't like when anybody gets banned. It's not cool. You should have a better argument. I talk a lot of shit about paranormal stuff. I've seen it. I've seen UFOs. I talk a lot of shit. I try to be funny about it because it scares me. But you can't ban somebody. You just gotta have a better argument. Unless they personally attack someone, then it gets annoying. It's not cool. PBR is awesome. Green Man's awesome. I'm gonna try to set up a thing where you guys can. I'm gonna try to jump on the yard stream with the duck. I'll do the free one. Maybe you guys can call me anonymously and tell jokes to the ghost. We'll get the ghost to come out.
Guys, this is what I'm talking about. Why can't, when we go back into reality again and when we can go to MUFON meetings again or the UFO symposium, whatever, when we can all hang out again, let's not meet people just to make something up, make some money off of that made up shit. Let's not hoax. Let's try to do everything. It won't happen. It won't. Because those guys who have the mind frame, they don't have the critical thing. These guys see things in a whole different way. They don't care. They don't care. Which is why Jeremy Corbell's documentaries suck. Because he doesn't care. He's just in it for the money. He doesn't have a passion for this. He doesn't care. You think he cares about ufology? Who films himself for 24 minutes in his own documentary about Bob Lazar, and a third of the movie has his feet on it? No, the guy's a total dick. All right. Going back to, we've been talking about dots a little bit. Let's move over to the next Twitter and UFO interest here. There we go. Never forget that YouTuber UFO Today is a known hoaxer. Oh, yeah. Is a known hoaxer, debunked many times, who likes to reshare old videos already explained, hiding the original source. Those lights were filmed from Nebraska on July 4th, 2011, and were skydivers with flares celebrating. Oh, okay. So there's a channel taking old footage, making it new, and thinking nobody's going to catch it. Isn't it amazing that people always catch you? Like, why even bother? Let's see if it really is skydivers, first of all. Looks like it is. They always have that triangle look, right? Ah, your mother's got a breast milk button on her belly. Here we go. What? What is that? Play it. There's no play. Okay. So I'm just doing this for nothing? I guess I am. All right. Well, I'll take his word for it this time. All right. That was a little shorty. Let's see. This comes from Post-Disclosure World. No. There was something attached to this. There's something attached to this. Was it this? Look at this. Jupiter from 1879, obviously, and 2020. Isn't this just an artist's... Isn't this just an artist's rendition of what the data, right? They color it. How do they know? And Jupiter's weird though, right? That's just one messed up. Like Jupiter was on its way to becoming a sun, but it didn't fuel up. It didn't get started for whatever reason. But that's one messed up planet. Love it though. It's huge. This Skinwalker Ranch has been getting a lot of play lately. Have you noticed this? Everybody, well, I guess you know why, because there's nothing else to talk about. And Skinwalker Ranch, really, and I have some stuff here that is really interesting. It's some of the data that actually came from the investigations there. Let me see if I have it here. Let me get rid of this. Gush. No, 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 no. Oh, where is it? Is it this? Hold on a second. Maybe I got it somewhere else. Hold on. No. 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 Oh, that's a cool story, though. I don't know where it is. Damn it. Anyway, a lot of interesting stuff coming out. I'll probably come upon it by accident, and during the show, and then I'll bring it up.
Call. My kids call me.
Let me
Green
see
Man,
something.
I did not see that show yet. I'm gonna watch
And no,
it.
I don't know what it is. Again, talking about
Why?
Skinwalker. Here's a tweet.
Green Man, I did not see it. Autopilot, hang on a minute, please. You guys give me 5 minutes. Please be cool in the chat room. I really like Rich's show. Guy's super cool. You guys look for ghosts. See if any ghosts knock anything off. I'll turn the light on. I don't want anybody to think that's open. Give me 5 minutes. I gotta talk to the kid.
That I just found. Let me just pull it up here. What a great episode that was on the Skinwalker show. I don't know what show they're talking about, but this comes from Jamie K on Twitter. Buzzing after that, Jamie says. Real happy, I guess. Reckon you need to get Chris Bledsoe down to that ranch with all that equipment you have and his gift for summoning this phenomenon. It could be a game changer. One of the first things we need to do in ufology, because I don't buy the guy's story. Chris Bledsoe is getting away with something. Maybe he did see an alien. Maybe he did. But he just doesn't look credible to me. I know that's his personality. Slow, drunk. I'm really mad.
He hasn't called yet. He said he was going to call. He's like, I'm going to call right now. I'm going to call right now. I'm like, all right, I'm waiting. It's my kid I'm talking about, not you guys. I'm going to call. Everything's drama. Everything was drama when I was 25, I guess, too. I like Chris Bledsoe. Some of his stuff is far-fetched. It's like really far-fetched. I agree with Rich. I think he does see some stuff. Chris Bledsoe, he probably does see UFOs. I don't know if it cured his Crohn's disease. Come on, man. I don't know. I just said a weird UFO story tonight. Maybe Chris Bledsoe's right. Hang on. I'm just waiting for my kid to call, see if he comes through. He's like really wishy-washy. He's a wishy-washy millennial. My kid.
Right now, but you can't tell. You just can't. You won't, because I'm a sociopath. I think the guy's a little bit creative. Why did his kid lie about what he saw? Why? Because he wanted to corroborate his father's story for whatever reason. What does that mean? That means they're in on it. That it was faked. And his father didn't want him involved because his father knew he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle the pressure. And he got caught lying. And everybody accepted it. Not the first team. Remember? The first MUFON team that investigated Chris Bledsoe didn't really believe him. And Bledsoe was so mad, he called down to MUFON and said, you got to send somebody down. Oh, no. You got to send somebody down here that believes me, because I'll cry. I'm about to cry. So they sent another team down. Yeah, corroborated with the lie. Didn't even know it. But they were just as, I don't know. I can imagine the second team meeting Chris Bledsoe for the first time, and Chris goes, now I got to tell you guys something. This is real. I ain't lying to you. It's real. All right. The first team didn't really believe me, and I don't know why. I don't. But this thing happened to me, and I'd appreciate it if you'd let me tell the story and that you believe it. Okay, we'll believe you. Thank you, MUFON. I appreciate that. Y'all find a bag of money out back. I've been saving it for the last 5 years. But I feel this is going to be my future. Wow, look at this, $100. Thank you, Chris. We'll do it. You would corroborate it. All right, MUFON. You did the wrong thing. Good for you. That's the MUFON I don't need in my life, in my ufology. All right, let's get to the next one. Chris Bledsoe should be a part of the Skinwalker Ranch. Give me a freaking break. That would be interesting. But you need to have somebody there like me. Okay? Get James Randi to go. Is he still alive? He's like 98. All right, here's a picture taken a while ago. Check this out. It's a curious, like, I'm really thinking this is a button. Like this part here would connect with something, and this looks like a button. But anyway, it's a bell-shaped object that was photographed by a businessman from his garden in the Melbourne suburb of Baldwin. The UFO was sighted on April 2nd, 1966, and the picture was taken a few minutes after 2 p.m. with a Polaroid camera. I don't know. Well, looks like a flying boob, Roni says. Hopi Franklin says, wow. Thanks for sharing. Is that it? Who are these wackos? Oh, geez, don't get so close. Scared the shit out of me. What is this? Just like scrolling down here, 3 different UFO sightings reported in 3 different cities in the same night sparks speculation. What is this? The 3 UFO sightings took place in April 29 in 3 different cities, but in 2 completely different continents. What is going on Twitter? I better be careful. All right, let's see what this is. Reported in the same night. Speculate. Come on now. Yeah, you got dandruff. Let's go, psoriasis girl. All right, this person's got